abdominal bridge, it's very important that the flutter kick, the upper body is engaged. So when we talk about the flutter kick, you're really using the abdominals. You're using your hip flexors because the legs are fully extended. So the hip flexor is going to get a lot of work here. You're going to be using the quads. You're also going to be engaging the back. So what you really want to make sure of is that everything is nice and stable up top so that you can move your legs below you. So when we get set up for the flutter kick, we want our shoulders to be relaxed, our triceps to be engaged, our palms to be down, our abs to be tucked in away from the t-shirt. We're going to lift the legs and we're just going to kick them about 6 inches apart. So we kick 6 inches apart or so. If we wanted to, we could take this into a scissor kick, which is a larger kick, which would make it a little bit easier, which would be a modification. But the flutter kick, if we take it back down, we do a small kick 6 inches in and out, right here. That's exactly what we want to do. There are some contraindications for the lower back. So if someone has a weak lower back, this position with both legs out in front of them is going to be hard for them. The other thing would be weak abdominals. So weak lower back or weak abdominals is going to have ramifications for them doing this flutter kick with ease. So when we do this, we want to give people the option to move their arms wherever they need to move their arms. So the closer they move their arms underneath their body, the easier this is going to make it. If we move their arms away from their body, it's going to make this even harder. So if you have someone that needs to be really challenged, you can take your hands out, but you just got to make sure you're keeping those shoulders and those hands engaged. Go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. Now, modifications for someone other than arm position, if they're having trouble with this, is what we would call a dead bug. The legs go up to tabletop, and the arms come up overhead. Or, I'm sorry, you can keep your arms down. And all you would do is just a dead bug lower lift. So you're just going to kick one leg out, straight out, and then revert, and then bring that in, and take the other leg out. So it's out and in. So you're getting the same motion. It's almost like a bicycle leg, exactly, or a dead bug leg, just like that. It helps for someone who has maybe weak abdominals or weak lower back because there's not as much stress put on the back or the abs because only one leg is going out at a time. The form cues from an instructor standpoint, when you're looking at someone doing a flutter kick, you can tell right away what they're having trouble with. If their neck starts to peak and their chin starts to go up to the sky, which this can be a modification as well, you can have them pull their chin to their chest and look down and pull the abs in. That would be one modification. You can have them do that. But if he keeps his head on the ground, if you keep your head on the ground for me, and you do this, then I have a feeling that you're arching your lower back. So, because I can see that your body is all in alignment. So, in order to get him to engage his abs, I'm going to have him bring his head to neutral. You can just keep your head on the ground, and have him just bring your chin down so your head's in neutral spine. And you can pull your abs in down away from my hand, and like I shouldn't be able to get my hand underneath that lower back. So you may not always be able to see whether their lower back is coming off the ground, but if their chin is going up, you can pretty much guarantee that their back is out of alignment. So in order to do that, the cueing is going to be pull the abs down towards the spine, pull the abs away from the shirt, and make your range of motion a little bit smaller if you need to. So the big thing with flutter kicks is that you do them towards the end of your workout with your abdominals, but don't do too many in a row. So intersperse flutter kicks with something like push-ups, sit-ups, planks, so that there's not that much stress on the lower back the entire time. And that's the flutter kick.